We've got some wedding drama. First story, my boyfriend doesn't want me to go to my best friend's wedding. It better be a good reason, because I'm already eye rolling in my head. This story came January 24th, 2026. Okay, I don't know what to do because I'm really torn and I understand where my boyfriend is coming from. My boyfriend Jake and I have been together for 2 years. We met during orientation for university. Everything is great between us. He's met my best friend, Ella, who is getting married to her boyfriend of 4 years. They are high school sweethearts and I love both of them. We were all friends during high school and we all grew up together. They were always together and perfect for each other. I only dated one other person during high school and his name was Sam. I really liked Sam. We dated for 3 years during school and spoke often about going to university together and getting married, but it was young love, and when acceptance letters came around, he ended up moving out of state, so we broke up. My best friend asked me to be her maid of honor, and I'm so excited. We've been wedding planning for the past couple of months while her fiance was finalizing his groomsmen. I was surprised when she told me Sam would be the best man. I told my boyfriend about this and he wasn't happy with the idea of me attending the wedding, as Ella expected each of the bridesmaids and groomsmen to be paired up for activities such as walking down the aisle and the first dance, as well as photos. He didn't like the idea of me doing all those romantic things with an ex-boyfriend. I explained to him that Sam and I haven't even seen each other for 3 years, but he said he still felt uncomfortable with it. Jake is invited to the wedding as well, so I tried to say that I would still spend most of my time with him, but he said he still doesn't want me to walk down the aisle and have a first dance with someone else. Plus, he didn't want to have to be reminded of this every time we go over to Ella and her fiance's house, as all the official wedding pictures would be plastered all over the place. Remember that eye roll I mentioned earlier? Does anyone have any advice on what to do? I love my boyfriend and I understand where he's coming from, but I want to go to my best friend's wedding. Sure. I think we can all understand where Jake is coming from. No one wants to see their partner walk down the aisle at a wedding or slow dance with them with an ex-boyfriend or ex-girlfriend of any kind. I understand. But to say you can't go to the wedding, I don't know. I'm gonna keep reading. Maybe I need more perspective, but as of now, I'm rolling my eyes. Then we have an edit later on in the same post. I just wanted to clarify a few things that I've seen people talk about in the comments. First of all, it wasn't a big surprise that Sam was chosen to be Ella's fiance's best man. I also call her fiance Luke for clarity. Luke and Sam have remained in contact over the years and are still super close, but I don't ask him about Sam too much just because I'm not super interested in what is going on in his life. The most I ask about is he good? That's about it. Secondly, I didn't make this super clear in my post, but when I say Ella and Luke will have pictures of Sam and I plastered all over their house, I meant that there would be pictures of the wedding party all together around the place. As for Jake, a lot of people are saying he's being controlling. I don't think he is. I'm not his first girlfriend. He's only my second other than Sam. And he doesn't like the idea of the photos of the wedding party being around because in the photos, it would have the whole wedding party together and he wouldn't be in the photos, which to him makes it seem like I wasn't there. But every other guest is not in those wedding photos either because they're not in the wedding party. I'm gonna talk to him tomorrow about all of this and see what he says. I did expect Sam to at least be invited. The groom and him have been friends for 10 plus years and remained close once Sam moved away. I didn't expect him to be the best man though, because Luke, the groom, has brothers that he's really close with. They are still going to be groomsmen still though. I always knew I would be maid of honor for Ella. That was not at all a surprise. She's very type A and has a clear vision on what her wedding will be like. She's not a bridezilla. I love this about her. So the coordinated dancing and photos together was not a surprise either. And Jake would be fine with me doing this with any other guy. It's just that it's specifically an ex. I'm gonna talk to Jake tomorrow about it all and probably ask Ella as well to see what she thinks. I don't think she was trying to match Sam and I. She's never spoken about us after the breakup or anything like that. I will update once I've had a chat with everyone. They also haven't seen each other in 3 years. It might be a little different if like you broke up 6 months before, like, and you saw him recently, or you were like, I don't know. This feels like he's very much from your past, doesn't live in the same state. You don't have any relationship with him after you broke up. I understand being uncomfortable, but like, I don't know. I'm really trying to see all perspectives here. First update came February 11th, 2.5 weeks later. I talked to my boyfriend about it after I made the post, and I read some of the comments. I took your advice as well and made sure to explain that there was nothing romantic about walking down an aisle with a guy I haven't spoken to in years and having a dance with him. I also told him I'm going to the wedding and I'm going to be Ella's maid of honor, no matter what. We had a bit of an argument about it, and he wasn't super excited, but ended up saying that he would come to the wedding because he would rather at least be there to celebrate Ella and Luke. And also, he didn't like the thought of me having fun without him and him being all alone. He's having a bit of anxiety about that and doesn't like being left out of things, so I understand why he didn't want to just stay home. That conversation was 2 weeks ago, and since then, things went downhill. Just as I was anticipating. Sorry. After the conversation, he was initially really sweet, his usual caring self. Then he became overly sweet. It kind of felt fine in the beginning, but when he started making comments and jokes about how he wanted me to remember how amazing he was as a boyfriend, it started to feel weird. It kind of felt like he was guilting me. After reading the comments, I started to notice more things too. He always asked questions about where I was going and who I was seeing, which isn't new, but I started to see it differently now. Then he started asking more questions whenever I was on my phone, asking who I was texting and what I was saying. Then he started reading the messages over my shoulder. This wasn't that big of a deal before, since he has my password and I have his, and I don't care if he reads my texts, since there is nothing to hide. Now it kind of feels like he's monitoring me. He's for sure trying to see if you're contacting Sam. 100%. I knew it. I knew it. I rolled at the insecurities from the beginning. After that, the worst of it came. Whenever I was going out, he asked me to update him, but not in a normal way. As in, I was at the shopping center, he would ask me which stores I was going to, what I was eating. He asked me for photos of the food I was having. I thought it was because he wanted to be involved, but I was dumb. I'm kind of ashamed to say that I did send him all of those photos and all the proof he needed for a couple of days, but then I got sick of it. I asked him why he needed all that information, and he told me, just because I have to make sure. I asked him, make sure of what? He didn't really give me an answer. Then the final straw was about 2 days ago. Another argument, this time about Ella. He said Ella was trying to manipulate me into getting back together with Sam. That she always had a vendetta against him. I said he was being stupid because if that was true, she wouldn't invite him to the wedding. He said he didn't feel comfortable with me going. He said he didn't want me to go, and if I did, I was crossing his boundaries and that I wouldn't be his girlfriend anymore, because what kind of girlfriend would purposely cross their boyfriend's boundaries? So I told him that's okay. I wouldn't want to cross his boundaries, and I broke up with him. Girl, if you were about to tell me that you weren't going to your best friend's wedding, we were gonna need to have a chat. You were all right. He was controlling me. I don't feel happy about it. I feel sad. I feel like I wasted years of my life on someone I loved. I told Ella she didn't celebrate. She was sad for me too. Said that he was nice, but I could do better, and I should be with someone who helps me grow my world, not shrink it to being just them. I'm gonna focus on looking forward to the wedding and helping Ella out. That is really sad though. And going through a breakup when you're planning and celebrating a wedding and someone else's love is really difficult, because obviously you saw that with that person and a future and you loved them. So that, I don't wish the breakup upon you, but I do think it was the right thing to do. I'm sorry. Next story. Am I overreacting for wanting my boyfriend to back out of a destination wedding he's the best man for because I was uninvited from the wedding? This story came September 3rd, 2025. My boyfriend, 35 male, is the best man for his best friend's wedding in a few months. I, 31 female, was originally invited to this wedding as his +1 as well. The wedding is a destination wedding at an extremely expensive resort. All flights and hotels for both of us have been booked and paid for already. I've met the bride and groom a handful of times. I have always just been friendly with them, and I was invited to attend their joint bachelorette and bachelor trip as my boyfriend's +1. I attended the weekend trip and I had a great time getting to know everyone that will be at the wedding and was really looking forward to seeing everyone again at the wedding. I never felt any sort of animosity and I came out of that weekend thinking everyone had a great time partying with each other. Turns out the bride felt some type of way about me and has uninvited me from the wedding. Oh. I have not had any conversations with the bride or groom, but my boyfriend received the news from the groom. From what I heard of the conversation, it seems like the groom doesn't agree with his fiancée and was really uncomfortable delivering the message, but his hands were tied. My boyfriend has received details on what happened to make the bride feel that way towards me, and we both agree that it's a ridiculous overreaction and a huge misunderstanding. Long story short, the bride felt as if I didn't make an effort to make her feel special and I was trying to steal her spotlight. My boyfriend contacted the other friends who were there that weekend as well, and everyone agrees that this is an overreaction and a misunderstanding. The thing that bothers me the most is that everything that was listed out that I was doing to make her feel that way, everyone else was doing it as well. But yet it seems like there was a magnifying glass on me and she has a vendetta against me for some reason. See, my first thought is going to jealousy of some kind. I don't know why, but my boyfriend thinks it was a series of unfortunate events that started at a house party a few months ago when I beat her in Mario Kart and everyone was cheering for me. I voiced to my boyfriend that I'm more than willing to have a conversation with the bride to clear the misunderstanding to try and get her to change her mind. But at the same time, I'm not really sure I want to go to this wedding anymore anyways, as I would hate to be somewhere that I am not wanted. My reasoning for going would be more so to be there to support my boyfriend and enjoy the vacation with him. That being said, I shared with my boyfriend that if the decision stays and I am uninvited, I would be upset if he still decided to go without me. I may feel differently if 1, it wasn't an expensive destination wedding that takes away valuable vacation days that he doesn't have a lot of, or 2, we were in agreement that my actions justified this decision in any way. For me, him attending without me feels like he's agreeing with this decision and is choosing to stick by his friend over sticking up for me. Am I overreacting for wanting my boyfriend to back out? Wow, what a tricky situation that is. I want to hear your thoughts right away in the comments on if you think she's overreacting. Obviously, we've got some more details, so we'll find out. All right, then she added an edit to the same post. I think my next step will be to reach out to the bride to have a talk with her and see exactly from her perspective what went wrong that led her to ultimately make this decision to uninvite me. It's been a game of telephone so far, so it would be helpful to hear it right from the source. I plan on apologizing to her during this conversation because even though it may seem like an overreaction and a misunderstanding to me and others, what she felt was obviously real and real enough for her to make this decision. My hope from this conversation is that we can at least be cordial moving forward and be friendly for the sake of our men, even if we won't ever be true friends. Then there's an edit number 2. I told my boyfriend that I plan to reach out to the bride to hear her side of the story and apologize for any wrongdoings on my part, but he told me that he doesn't think it's the right time right now, as the groom has been going to bat for us and the bride has apparently been crying a lot. So I would like the dust to settle, he said. I guess at this point, I'm kind of at a standstill and waiting for a final decision to be made by the bride and groom. The wedding isn't for another few months, so we have some time to hopefully settle this, be on good terms, and maybe even look back and laugh at how ridiculous this all was one day. The next update came 2 days later, September 5th. A few amendments to my previous post and comments. Number 1, turns out I actually paid for the flights. It's been so long since we booked, I forgot. Next, the resort is technically refundable since you don't pay until you get there. And 3, the groom has said he would pair up my boyfriend with another guest that's coming alone as the rooms are priced per 2 occupants. I told my boyfriend that while it's valid for me to be upset about the situation, it's not valid for me to dictate whether you should go to this wedding or not. I understand that you're in a tough spot and I don't want to make it more difficult than it already is for you. Whatever the final decision that the bride and groom come to is, you should go to support the groom. If the decision stays that they don't want me at the wedding, maybe we can still go to the resort together and I'll just enjoy some solo spa time while you're doing the wedding stuff. That way we can still have some time together and you can fulfill your best man duties. He was very against this idea, saying that this would most definitely cause a lot of drama and alienate me further from the group. I said that he knows his friend group better than me, and if he feels like this would cause more stress for him, I will just bow out. I mentioned that if he doesn't want me staying at the same resort, I could go to a different resort in that area, so at least the flights aren't wasted. He was against this idea as well and said that I should just stay home or go to a different destination completely. I have no reason to think that my boyfriend is being unfaithful, as some of the comments in my previous posts have mentioned. This just seems to be a point that we don't align on. He wants to make it as drama-free for the bride and groom on their wedding weekend by prioritizing their comfort and needs over mine. I want to be the understanding girlfriend so badly, but man, am I torn between feeling neglected as the girlfriend and trying to just let it go and not die on this hill. So tell me, am I overreacting? And there are no other updates. And that was in 2025. Oh, well, it was a few months away. Surely the weddings happened. It was good news, and so she didn't update because she's like, oh, I went to the wedding and everything was fine. We worked it out. Let me know though, that's interesting. Very interesting. And I want to know what you guys would do if you were in that position, if you think she was overreacting. I mean, I was kind of, I don't know, my initial reaction when she said like, you should still go and support your friend because like the groom has nothing to do with it. It wasn't his choice and he's fighting for you. So like, I wouldn't want the boys to miss out on that very important moment, you know? But that's messy. That's real messy. We have another story, but you know the drill. It's hydration station time. Drink your water. Cheers. Hope you're having a good day. You guys. Oh, good. There's a toilet in the back. Anyways, if you guys missed the news that I was invited to the taping of the Hannah Montana 20th anniversary in LA, yeah, that already happened. But this is current time since I film ahead, and I just want you to know that I'm in utter chaos. I have one day notice to pack for an entire trip to LA, fly out there tomorrow, okay? I'm in Windsor because I was at the Dancing with the Stars live tour show in Detroit last night. I have no summer clothes here. It's like 80 degrees in Los Angeles. I have nothing prepared. I'm literally borrowing clothes from a sister, my friend, everybody, because I have absolutely nothing for this weekend trip. Obviously we're excited, but just know there is utter chaos going on behind the screen. Goodbye. Next story. My girlfriend refuses to wear a dress to my brother's wedding. This story came February 8th, 2016. I, 29 male, have been with my current girlfriend, Lisa, fake name, 28 female, for a little bit more than 2 years. She's a self-made woman, incredibly successful in everything she does, work, sports, etc. She is the most intelligent, kind, funny, generous person I've ever met. Each and every day, I'm amazed at the luck that I have to get such a girl to love me. She's a very down-to-earth girl and prefers the outdoors to fancy outings. She hates everything fussy and she's a bit of a tomboy. I never saw her with makeup or with something fancier than a ponytail. She's self-employed and mostly wears jeans, t-shirts, and hoodies. Even wearing dress pants and a blouse for meeting clients is a huge event. Since my previous girlfriend was a typical girly girl, pink princess, fashionista drama queen, I find Lisa extremely refreshing. As for our relationship, I moved into her house last year and I was thinking about proposing sometime next spring. However, with the current state of our affair, I don't know what to think about, well, everything. We've been invited to my brother's wedding. It's a very formal black tie event in the classiest venue around town. When I told Lisa that we would have to go shopping for clothes, she expressed her disdain for formal events. I jokingly told her that I was looking forward to a wedding so that I could see her for the first time, all dressed up in a beautiful dress, heels, hair done, etc. She looked at me like I had told her the funniest joke in the history of mankind and said that she is not going to wear a dress. Period. No discussion. I said it's a black tie event, so every woman there will be wearing a dress. She said that I don't understand. She doesn't wear dresses or skirts. She doesn't wear makeup. She doesn't wear heels. At first, I thought I could persuade her, but she is the queen of stubbornness. I talked to her about her reaction to her parents. They laughed at me when I told them that I might be able to persuade her to change her mind. They told me the last time that Lisa wore a dress, she was maybe 5 years old, and even then, it was a hassle to get her to do it. After that, she threatened to disrobe if someone forced her to even wear a dress. Even her beloved grandparents couldn't convince her to wear one. Her friends told me the same things, that they just stopped trying a long time ago. I tried to have a serious discussion with Lisa to find the source of her disdain against dresses and skirts. Maybe there's a hidden trauma or something. I probed and I asked, and all I could get is, I don't wear dresses because I don't like wearing dresses. Same thing with heels and makeup. Every day, it's the same reason over and over. I thought maybe it was some weird case of body shame, which would be a shame in itself because she has a killer body. I tried this approach, but she saw right through my strategy and assured me she knew that she would look stunning in a dress. She just doesn't wear dresses. I even offered to pay for it. She laughed again because she makes way more than I and could easily afford any dress that she liked. I also offered a trade. She could make me do anything she wanted, any improvement she wished for myself in exchange for her wearing a dress to my brother's wedding. She simply answered that she'll never ask for someone to change something about themselves for her because she would hate to be asked to do the same thing. Yesterday was the breaking point. I was tired of not making any progress and I simply pleaded to please wear a dress for a couple of hours. It's a small sacrifice. Everybody will be happy to see her there. And after that, no more dresses, I swear. I was on my hands and knees at this point, nearly crying. Her answer hurt more than I could admit, and she said, I am not wearing a dress to your brother's wedding. It has nothing to do with your brother, nor with you, or anyone else for that matter. I don't wear dresses because I don't like to, and nobody will change that. I put up with you these last weeks, hoping you would get the message, but at this point, I am annoyed beyond the end, and that you don't understand. Now hear me. If I can wear dress pants and a blouse to the wedding, I will attend. If I have to wear a dress, then I will have to tell your brother and his fiance that sadly, I cannot attend their wedding due to personal circumstances. Then she stopped for a moment, took a deep breath and said, you know, those last weeks really made me reconsider for us as a couple. I understand your point of view and I know how frustrating I can be, but my decision was made way before you were even in my life. Another episode like that would probably mean the end, at least for me. I thought about breaking up with you during those last weeks, to be honest, but I couldn't do it. I didn't have it in me to throw the last 2 years to pieces because of this. I don't know if it means the end for us. You have all the rights to be angry at me, and I wouldn't blame you if you leave. I slept on the couch last night just to be alone and think. Lisa tried to change my mind, but I told her I needed some time to myself to think. She let out a sad chuckle and told me that I'm welcome in our bed anytime I want and that she's not angry with me. I've already RSVP'd to my brother and I told him that we will be there as a couple. My brother and his fiance absolutely adore Lisa and I know they would be disappointed if she cannot make it, as are my parents and most of my family. But even more than my brother's wedding, it leaves me worried about our future as a couple. We had 2 years of pure bliss. I understand couples fight sometimes, but such a huge fight for something so petty? What does it say about the strength of our relationship if she was nearly ready to break up with me because of a dress? I just have a question though. Do the bride and groom care if she wears her pants and a blouse or like whatever version of black tie? Like, do they care? Even if she's the only one not wearing a dress, who cares? Like, do the bride and groom care? Deep down inside me, I know a potential breakup would devastate me. I had my share of failed relationships, but never was with a girl like Lisa. I know it would be rough for her, but she wouldn't be destroyed like I would. And this hurt more, I think. I know that she loves me. So I don't even know what my question is precisely. Maybe someone could offer some outside perspective. Are we doomed to fail? Should I just accept her quirks and live happily ever after? Or should I move on and find someone else? Truly, this really wouldn't be an issue if you did not have an issue with her wearing a dress or not. You are the one with the issue with the dress. Is it worth a breakup because you want her to wear a dress so badly? I don't know. We have an update and it came 2 days later. I went back home after work Monday night, and the first thing I did was apologize for my behavior to Lisa. I told her I was really sorry for pestering her those last few weeks to make her decision that she did not want to make. I told her I realized it doesn't matter at all for me if she doesn't wear a dress, and that I was more worried about what my extended family would think of her. It's something that's obviously very important to her and not important at all for me, and I should have respected her choice. She also apologized for telling me she thought about breaking up because even if she did think about it, she wouldn't go through with it, and it was unfair to let me know, especially as a means to end our argument. From the answer in my first post, nearly half said that she was in the right and I was childish, and the other half said that I was in the right and she was childish. I was apparently downvoted to hell by both parties too. So back to Lisa on Monday night. She said that we should ask my brother and her fiance if they are comfortable with her wearing pants because it's their wedding, so they should have the last word. So yesterday I called them and told them about it. My brother quickly passed the phone to her fiance since she is in charge of those things. He doesn't care at all, and if it was only for him, he would have eloped. So I asked my brother's fiance, and she said that she would have been more surprised seeing Lisa in a dress than her showing up in pants, and that it would not offend her at all. So this entire thing could have been completely avoided. So we are going to my brother's wedding, me in a tux and Lisa in her outfit, which according to my brother's fiance is awesome. And since we are all in wedding discussions, I told Lisa I was planning to propose sooner rather than later. We are going shopping for rings sometime after my brother's wedding. As for our wedding ceremony, we agreed on having a small ceremony next summer at her family cottage with our grandparents, parents, siblings, and close friends. Maybe 30 people total. Since it's on a small island in the middle of a lake nowhere, we have the perfect excuse to have a small, casual, and intimate ceremony. Honestly, we couldn't fit everybody there if we wanted to. So I'm just assuming, and I could be wrong, does that mean she won't wear a wedding dress? Oh my God, can you imagine like a really slick white blazer outfit that's fitted to, oh my God. That would be iconic and stunning. I don't know. I don't see anything wrong. Like, wear whatever you want on your body. What do you mean? It's clothes. It's a piece of clothing. I was not understanding the problem from the beginning, but let me know your thoughts on that, you guys. I get that some people might say like she could have just put on a dress, but I don't know. I feel like you wear whatever's comfortable for yourself and your body. Let me know your thoughts. I'll see you in the comment section. Stay classy out there. Stay sassy. Bye.